some people dread and some people look forward to, right? So they say money can't buy happiness, but when it comes to your marriage, just talking about money goes a long way. We invite financial advisors Crystal and Alwyn Thorpe, who happen to be married, to talk about money and marriage. Hello, Mr. and Mrs. Thorpe. How you doing?
Hi, guys.
Good morning.
Hey, them just look married. Yes,
They look very married.
Just look married.
You know, so married and nice and comfortable.
Yeah, man. All right, Crystal. Let me start with you. Marriage and money don't necessarily make a good mix for some people, but you guys have managed to marry money in a different way. Being financial advisors, how do you navigate that?
Well, one of the first things we had to do was to be very open, very honest, because marriage is all about honesty and being, upfront, putting everything on the table and making sure that your partner knows exactly what it is that you want, financial wise or, just on a whole, you want to make sure your partner knows exactly what you need out of life. So putting it out, and that's good.
Like what? No kind of question I've asked.
Okay, sometimes a lot of persons will go get together and the other person have no clue what their financial situation is. And for me, that's a big no-no. You must be open. If you owe courts 100,000, your partner needs to know. Once you decide that you're going to be together, there's nothing that should be in the dark. Bring everything to the surface and give that person the opportunity to actually make the decision they want to be. So money can make you or money can break you in a marriage.
So how do you have comfortable conversations though at the top of the marriage about money? Because I can understand, you start cohabitate, so some things will become very obvious about how things are being bought and money is being spent. But at the top of the marriage, when you're asking about your financial status, what are some of the best ways to ask that question? Like, are you broke or not?
Well, I believe there's no comfortable way to really have a conversation. It is an uncomfortable conversation, and we have to get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations, especially when it surrounds money. Even to this day, this morning, we had a conversation about money, and it was very uncomfortable.
I was very heated, actually. We still have heated conversations about money because we are both financial advisors, and so we have our own way of dealing with things. So in order to merge it for it to work, that takes work.
Yeah, man, trust me.
Alright,
So, especially early in the conversations, you definitely want to just be upfront and have candid and open conversations.
Yeah, and if it's one thing I know about Crystal and managing money, is that she's very serious about it.
I think she
So
tied
they're very
to
serious.
the money?
No, I mean,
Very, very serious.
but, and just to say, she is my financial advisor. So when I speak, no, I'm speaking from experience. She's very meticulous when it comes down to managing money. But you're not married to me, I'm not married to you. So how do you make it work in a marriage, knowing what you both know about the management of money?
Well, one of the first things we have to do is budget. That's the first. When we get our pay, the first thing to do the next day, we sit down and we budget. It's not something that we love to do because it can be tedious, but it's something that is necessary, right?
I wouldn't say that now.
No, it is annoying, but it's necessary.
You're the CEO. So what he does is he's the one that does all the budgeting, and then I will go in and look at it. I'm the CFO, so I say, okay, so you have to do this, or we have to do that. This can happen for this month, and this can go for the next month, stuff like that. But we have to have a budget. That's the first thing, especially because we work we do commission, or we earn a commission. So some months it's a different case, so some months it's higher, some months it's lower. So we have to budget. There's no going around that.
But I want you to understand that even though we're financial advisors, we're human beings.
Exactly.
So when when she said, yeah, we can't do this or we can't do this, then as soon as she said, me can't do something, 2 days later, she said she wanted this, and I'm saying, hold on. We agreed that we can't do this, so we're not that either.
Yeah.
So it's keeping each other accountable, having the conversations, coming up with the agreements, and then keeping each other accountable.
Yeah, how
I
does...
have 2 questions.
Yeah, I have one quick question. How does the joint account thing work now?
Yes. Oh, that go.
How does it work?
Yeah.
Well, one of the first, as I said, budget. So we combine everything together, we pay our bills, we do our savings. Of course, we have to save and invest and put aside a certain percentage. We normally put about anywhere between 20 to 30% of our salary to savings and investment, or sometimes more depending on what it is that we want to achieve, like a goal that we set for ourselves. So we have to do that. Then we have our, what we call my money, hot girl money. So I have my money that I have to get my hair done, my nails and everything, and all that we put it aside. Then there's another step that we, both of us, have to get our separate money, even after doing everything, to do whatever you want to do. So there's nobody feeling like they're bound to this specific budget. So we both have our own separate money that if I want to go on Fashion Over, or if I want to go on a site to buy clothes or something, I can do that without his approval. But it has to be at a certain level. Can't be about a certain amount.
Okay, all right. So I have a million questions. I swear to God. So one of the questions I must ask, right? So in a marriage, is it okay to have a secret stash?
Alright, so you can't ask us that question.
Impossible.
Alright, so the reason why I say you can't ask us that question, because our belief is believe in openness, open communication. At the end of the day, it starts at the beginning and not marrying somebody that I can't trust.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's the first step. Some people get married to people that they genuinely do not trust. I believe in getting married to somebody that I can trust. I trust this woman with my life, so I'm not going to hide anything from her. Even I have accounts that her name is not on for business purposes, and I'm very open with everything. She still knows what. She might not want to really know, but she has access to it. At the end of the day, we're not trying to be nosy and dig into each other's business like that. However, it's just the openness that we promote. So somebody might say, all right, you know what, I believe in having a secret stash.
That's fine. You can do it.
Because that's not going to come from a recommendation. That recommendation will come from us.
Gotcha.
Yeah,
Okay.
I love that. And I know we've kind of run out of time, but I know you guys have your YouTube channel, Totally Thorpe. They give a lot of money advice there. So if you want to check them out on Instagram and YouTube, guys, thank you so much for being with us and sharing what you've shared. I'm sure we'll be talking a lot more. And if you can trust her with the money, you can trust her with your life.
Aww.
Yes.
That's all good, guys.
Yeah, the best way to handle money in marriage is to communicate honestly about your expectations, hopes, goals, and anxieties. Thanks, Crystal and Alwyn Thorpe. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yep.